All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the February 14th Valentine's edition of the EAC. Thank you for spending your Valentine's evening with us. I don't know, our house, it's not a holiday anymore, but some people it is. I'd like to call the meeting to order. First order of business, approval of the minutes. Does anybody have any questions, comments, additions to the minutes?
Do not.
No. We have a motion to approve.
Motion that.
Second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you. Minutes are approved. Thank you again, John. All right, next up, we're going to introduce our new member, even though a lot of you have met her already. Bernie Lynch, who was able to make it with us on very short notice, and she just found out last night. So Bernie, thank you for being here. We're thrilled to have you. As we were talking about, we've had an opening on this committee since I think last May or early June, and just for whatever reason, it took a while to get the spot filled. So welcome and thank you. And I'm not sure if we did, I know we've got a good bit on the agenda, but I'd still like to do some very quick introductions just to make sure you know who everybody is. And I'll just start with me. You know me, we've met. I don't know that we need to go much more with me, but we'll go ahead down.
I am Jeff Petro, as you know, Bernie, and I joined August 2 years ago, so 18 months ago or something like that. So and I'm vice chair now. So that's about it.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, and I head up sustainability, as you know, and have a fondness for trail building and litter control and different things like that. So that's why
I'm Archita Kamath. I'm the student rep, and I believe I joined sometime in September or August. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Dawn Miller. I think this is my third year, and I mainly work on the rain garden restoration projects. Some of our community day events like National Night Out and Community Day and Winterfest. We try to have activities for the kids, and I help out with the litter cleanup as well. But I've always had a burning desire to try to do some work on enhancing some of our green spaces, namely Potter Park. And I helped out with the trail building, but hopefully in my last year on the EAC, we can start to do some things at Potter Park, hopefully.
Right.
I'm Ken Olshouse. Originally a forest science degree. I'm one of the original people on the EAC. I guess I'm the last remaining original person. Do work with the Wall Park Trail and the other trails, trying to do a little bit of looking forward to connecting the trail systems. And also with deer management in the township, trying to get our excess population under control.
And I'm Nick Giorgetti. I am your new town council liaison.
All right, we have John Bajarski over here too, who
Runs everything.
runs everything behind the scenes. All right, Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt Hartman. I joined the EAC in January of 2022. I am a former STEM educator, so I've done a lot of stuff with trying to do outreach with the schools and trying to get more partnership with them. In addition to working on just the various projects here and there. Currently, I am working on the network conference presentation stuff that I'll be talking about later today. But welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan Schill. I'm, I guess, the other newest member. I haven't been here a year yet, but I am trying to tackle light pollution and try to bring awareness to that. So that's what I'm doing.
I'm a big fan of that. Did I tell you that?
Yes, you did.
Great. Thank you all. That was great that you kind of reviewed for me. So I appreciate it.
All right, and you've sat in on our meetings before. We're fairly informal here, so if got a comment on anything anybody else is talking about, feel free to speak up.
Great, thank you.
Okay, public comments. We don't have any members of the public here tonight, so nothing there. Project updates. First, we have sustainability. Jeff?
Yeah, and again, a brief refresher. McCandless has been certified as a gold standard sustainability community. That certification expired on December 8th of 2023. Since then, we have reapplied and resubmitted to 181 different questions through the new PA sustainability website. They did come back shortly afterwards and with 18 items. We tackled some of those, and at this point, we are down to 13 of those 18. And as John and I and borough management go through those 13 items, we would expect to be able to but hopefully, reapply and get the gold standard again. So we are that close.
That's a lot of work.
That's been a ton of work.
Yeah, a good learning process for all of us. So
So we're still hanging out. You said 13 items.
we have 13 outstanding items, and we'll pick those back up as soon as we can do get rid of some of the bigger issues facing John and management at this point.
Okay.
So, Jeff,
Oh, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead, Bernie.
yeah, I mean, Jeff, I offered to help you in any way that I can, so happy to get involved and review kind of where you are with that, and if there's anything I can do, more than happy to help.
And I appreciate that. I think what will happen is since we're on the 3-yard line, we should be able to punch this thing through. And then what we should do is at least assess the potential for platinum, which I don't think is achievable, where we are right now. It's really a high hurdle to go from gold to platinum, because a lot of it will depend on greenhouse gas, measurements and different things that I don't necessarily think that we can do at this point, but maybe in a few years. So the next time around, I think that when we start this project again, because we will probably have to reapply within 2 years of today. So it'll probably be December of 2025. We'll start to talk about that again. So I appreciate that.
Wait, does it come back around that soon?
I think it does 2 to 3 years. No, I can't remember. If somebody remembers, remind me, but I think it's 2 to 3 years.
Right, Matt, you had something?
My question was how long does the certification last? And that's been answered.
Okay.
So
All right, any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to roadside cleanup, which is scheduled for April the 20th.
So-
Go ahead.
I just now, as I sat down in my seat, emailed to everybody the list of potential volunteer contacts that I was working on. I've had bronchitis twice in the last 2 months, so I haven't gotten a lot of work done on the list, but what I did get done and got organized, I did just email to everybody. So I have a couple churches on there to reach out to. Matt, I got your email about St. John's. I added them to the list, pulled their information. Northway and Orchard Hill. Then we have a handful of Cub Scout packs, Cub Scout Pack 279, as well as a few others on the list that we can reach out to. So what we need to do with a couple of these organizations that I have on this list of potential volunteers that we can hit up for the roadside cleanup, what we need to do is, I think, sort of send out an initial email saying, hey, we're the McCandless EAC, we're holding this event. Do you have any groups that are interested in maybe participating? If so, who's your contact? Because I know a lot of the churches, I could see from their websites, have various clubs, but there wasn't necessarily direct contact information for the folks that lead those clubs. So for example, the Orchard Hill had like a club that looks for things out in the community to volunteer type things to do. So, they'll probably be a good candidate to hit up specifically, as well as just sort of hitting up those churches generally. So I thought, here I could go ahead and send out that initial email and see what sort of hits we get back. And then once we do get sort of a cleaner list of who the actual contacts are at those places, we can tighten up that list and in the future, just hit the folks directly that handle those kinds of things at those groups. But we have the, the two NA clubs, the Interact Club, the Key Club on there. I've got 3 churches, some Cub Scout groups. What are we missing? So we've got scouts, schools.
Is North Allegheny the only?
Yeah, we need to that end, a couple schools I still need to hit up are what are the colleges we have? We have, thank you, right there. I'm thinking I can picture it in my head on Babcock. Thank you. So I need to get those on there, and look for any potential clubs, there as well, or, key contacts at the schools that we might want to hit up. So aside from the, colleges that we need to add, what are some other caches of potential?
So it's the Democrats, they always.
They always,
Yeah,
they do.
They add a few people,
Mhm.
but I'm wondering if. Maybe what I can do is I can contact again, and I'm not sure if this really bears much fruit, but. Arvid Venkat's office again, Lindsay Williams' office again. Or any organizations that they can steer us to. And we used to have with Rob McCurry, sort of a link into the Republicans. Side of it. I'm not saying it's political. I'm just saying that they have.
No, right.
But we don't have that link anymore. So I don't know how we can do that. But those are the other ones that I can tap
Yeah.
into that.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other groups that I'm missing that should be on this sort of like master list of groups to hit up whenever we're having our events?
Has National Honors Society ever
I
done
think,
anything with
i-
this?
is that the key?
No, it's a
the Key
different
Club
club. We
folks?
can,
Okay.
they have their own thing that they do with service points. I can talk to them. It's usually only seniors that do NHS. So I'm not like completely familiar. I know they're working on inductees right now. I have the contact, like both the teachers, I know them, so I can
Oh,
reach out
good.
and ask them if you have.
Yeah.
Okay,
please.
I'm gonna make a note here.
And-
Yeah, can you?
And a
follow
little
up?
bit of background on that, Nick, is that there is not a requirement for all students to have community or,
Mhm.
community service or volunteer hours, but there is a requirement within some of those groups that they
Right.
have them. So we've had those people in the past volunteer because they needed hours or they wanted
Sure.
to, or whatever that answer is. But yeah, it's a good way to let them know that this is a good way to get 4 hours or 3 hours or
Mhm.
something like that.
What about Cafe Con?
And I have signed, I've done
Up a little flyer.
sort of recognition of that in the past. It's not official from the EAC or from McCandless, but to say that as a member of the EAC, I know this person to have volunteered X amount of hours, that type of thing. So be good to tap into that.
Is there still a list of just the individuals? Do you have an email list of individuals that often come or that have signed up?
We
in
have
the
it
past?
somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, the Activities Club used to have, I think, I used to contact them in the
Mhm.
past. But if John has it,
Yeah, just
because
people.
they
that have
got
signed,
disbanded.
Even through your web, your web link.
A couple of them already signed up anyway, just because they saw the ad already, so.
Oh, okay, okay, good.
And so, I got a little off kilter there, but just to also mention, as to my involvement for the cleanup, Archie and I were just talking and we are gonna get together. She is gonna help us put together a couple quick little, social media, cute little videos that we can do to help advertise
Great.
the upcoming cleanups and that we can try to
Got
push
some
out to,
Script ideas already on.
Mhm.
the
Right.
we're just chatting. So, I know we need to get on that because April's,
Coming.
yeah, so, hot and heavy on that. And then Jeff, I don't know, what else do we have on?
Well, so my soapboxing is that because we miss both days in the fall. I ride these roads a lot and they are really punished. The Canlis has a lot of litter, more litter than I ever remember seeing because
Yeah.
we missed a time. And it really means something. It's meaningful. So I would like to, John, you'll send something out again on the McMail for March. Is that correct?
Yeah, March and April still.
And Judy, if it's okay with you, I'd like to put a few lines in there to try to, implore more, something to say, something to be a little bit more, as opposed to just the standard message, to really ask people to we need to reach down and try to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
60, 70, 80 people this time. We really do need that.
yeah, yeah.
We discussed it last meeting, trying to tap into some of the famous people who live in the town to try to draw more folks out. Is that something that we deem to be
Yeah,
feasible?
Well, I think that's an
Yeah, what do you
idea
do
you
with
had
that?
anyway.
It
yeah,
was.
to-
Yeah, Chris Hoke lives in the community. I think Joey Porter Jr. You know, there's different people. It might even be, I forget who I threw out. There was another person who.
yeah, didn't you say there was some, wasn't, well, we're gonna follow up with the Subaru people, that's what it was.
Yeah, we
Did
could, I
did
could,
we do
Jim
that?
Shorkey, but I mean, that's going down a different road. So we sort of have to make a decision about that because then we're asking somebody to sponsor it and we're asking for, you know, them to.
Remember Subaru had reached out to us.
You're right, Dawn, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we need to follow up with them. Was that gonna be,
Ah,
Jeff, was that gonna be you or?
yeah, no, you're
One of
right.
us-
We're gonna wait for Judy, but you're exactly right. So we need
Yeah, we're gonna
to
put those darn
think about
notes.
how we want to do that. Good one, Dawn. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Here they are.
Meant to print that out. I dug that up again this morning.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
I will bring that back. I will go back and look at that and then I'll email both of you and we'll come up with, through email, we'll come up with a plan to come back to her and to,
Okay.
you know, sort of touch base with her exactly what she's looking to offer. That's a good idea.
Well, and she does say partner with the town to do a
Here we-
recycling event for Earth Day.
That,
So but I guess nobody has gotten back to her to see
Yeah.
exactly what she wants.
and we were sort of hoping I mean, they might be interested in sort
Sure.
of
Sure.
doing a recycling / litter cleanup. I mean, we could collect some recyclables as well that day. You know, the folks that have to stay and work the registration table could maybe be the
Okay.
collectors over the.
Okay.
So you don't mind reaching?
I don't.
Okay.
So if you're okay with it, what I'll do is I'll draft something up on a response to her. I'll run it past you. And we'll make sure that, you know, we're gonna ask the right questions and we'll get that thing started. We're not too late. The good
Okay.
news is that we're not late.
Well, and I think we just have phone numbers here, it looks like. That's all I have. Sandy in the office here passed that on to John, who then
Okay.
sent it to us.
Okay,
So all I see there are phone numbers.
I will track that down.
Okay.
I'll track that down. Okay, that's a good one. And then Nick, to your point, you know, I don't know if we want to, you know, if we want to invite somebody to sponsor or if we want to invite a, you know, sort of a local celebrity to come and just meet people, meet and greet, you know, if that's something we could throw out there. I don't know where we stand on that. I don't know where I stand.
Did council come up with any specific names?
We have
No, just kind of discussed it. Okay.
And, you know, it'd be nice if we could lean on you a little bit. So at your council meeting, they are aware, I'll ask a few dumb questions first. They're aware of the dates of the litter cleanup,
Yes.
right? Okay, the date of the litter cleanup. And, you know, as always, we ask for their cooperation. And we ask that, you know, that they join us and they show, you know, through council support, they, you know, they show that, you know, that it's a community effort, you know, from their standpoint and from our standpoint. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you could just keep sort of pushing on that a little bit
Sure.
and try to get whoever can and Trish or.
Yeah.
And Nick, the other piece of that is as soon as we get our social media posts put together and posted to the Towns site, if y'all could pick those up on your individual accounts and post them as
Sure.
well, just to sort of help get the word out to your constituents and the
Yeah.
folks followers that you have. Spreading the word that way is key as well. So I'll be sure to include you when I send the link to John for the stuff we're gonna post. So that you could maybe share it to them and encourage them to share it on their social accounts.
And John, so you don't send out a new flyer saying that, that yard waste begins the first full week of March again, like you do in the fall.
Yeah, we don't do that for yard waste at the beginning.
Okay, so McMail is the only way to really let the broader community know.
Well, I mean, there's also, social media as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we do have the e-sign now, that's really just saying, hey, here's the dates, but you kind of have to figure out the rest of the way to sign up, because there's just not a lot of room up there,
Yeah. And so you can do it at the Heritage Center and you can do it at McCandless Crossing, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, it's the same boat, it's like, get the date in your head, and then just try to remember to sign up, at the
Yeah.
website.
Yep.
I mean, I've always felt that the Greek Food Festival sign that they always hang across the road on McKnight Road, and it's always down in Ross, I think that they hang it, but I've always felt like that was super effective at everybody knowing about that Greek Food Festival. Wouldn't it, be nice if we could maybe someday I invest in one of those.
We'll go the old fashioned way, huh?
They used
Maybe
to
that
hang-
Greek Food Festival just draws them for other reasons.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
it's not that
They
sign,
used
but-
to hang signs for different things down here at the intersection of Coomer and Ingemlock. That's county property, but I can talk to Andy if you want to put something up there, if we'd be allowed to do that.
It would just be the expense of getting
Yeah,
one of those
it
vinyl.
is, because I had looked into it once when I helped.
Is that
organize
expensive?
A race
Yeah,
in North Park, and I don't remember what they charge to hang up. Those banners are pricey.
yeah.
Wow.
And you do obviously have to work with them to get it.
I can get your foot in the door if you want to
Well,
go that
that's
way.
true. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's a wish list item then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else related to roadside cleanup?
Just a couple, I'll just do this
Okay.
now since it's related. The Clean Waterways Club, I had reached out to let them know that this event was occurring. They were very excited about it.
Okay.
The response was, anyway, they're ecstatic, according to them. So that was great. They did also ask if the cleanup is permissible to be logged as volunteer hours. I told them, of course, we have no problem with that. They should, of course, check with the people who are actually logging the volunteer hours, and then we'd be happy to provide any kind of documentation that they might need for that. So
Okay.
Perfect.
I have shared the link to the page on the website that has the sign up to John's email with them. I've also shared it with Mrs. Lombardi, and so they are all aware of it and ready. And Don, there are other clubs that we have reached out to their sponsors but never heard back from that I can
Right.
send you their email addresses if you want to try, or I can email them again if you want to send me some information that you want to get out, and we can see if they respond again or not.
I think
I'm
it doesn't
always happy to
hurt.
try. Yeah,
It's, one big email.
right.
So, the more we add on it, I think would be great. So I thank you, Matt, for that.
Sure.
Make
Do you
good
want me to
memory.
just send you those email addresses then, or do you want to forward it to me and I'll forward it to them?
Go ahead and send them to me,
Okay.
because I would like to copy and paste them into that master list I'm creating that will eventually post to the SharePoint site once you get it all nice and cleaned up.
Got it.
It'll just be good to have, maybe one day they'll be interested in some of the events. You never know when they're,
Yeah, for sure.
just might change.
That's all I have.
Okay, anybody else? All right, thanks. Looks like you've got a lot happening already, so, and let me know at what point you need to bring me in for logistic type stuff.
We're in a pretty good position. Are we just gonna take the routes that we had put together and the priority route rating and that?
Yeah,
From
what I'll
fall.
do is, I'm probably gonna drive every one of those routes and sort of give them a grade.
Okay,
Just so we really
Excellent.
know, because I think things have changed since fall, and I think that there is a real need in some places that we didn't see it before, so.
Okay,
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm still
Alright.
hoping you can still take that piece, because I
Mhm.
have no interest in.
Yeah, and
doing
I-
these Maps.
and I still have to do some more maps, flush everything out, so,
Okay.
just keep me in the loop
Mhm.
Groovy.
and we can work on that spreadsheet.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Brant Trail. anything new to report?
Nothing that, I was pretty involved with other stuff this fall, so I have to get together with Jack and pick up where some of the pieces are, because we had a few things in motion that I'm not sure where they are right now. And he had asked to have a little bit of breather time on some stuff too, so planning to get together with him for lunch here before too long and
Okay,
get caught up on some of the things I know that are moving, but I'm not sure where they are.
okay. I guess everybody here is aware of the $98,000 grant that the town got, part of which is for a town trail feasibility study. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's part of that. So if, I don't know, Nick, do you know if that's something that the EAC will have a chance to be involved in? I know they're putting task force and stuff together, to put these trail plans and with the other recreational
Yeah,
plan. So if there's any opportunity for us to have some input there,
sure.
we certainly would
I'm
appreciate
Trying
that.
to be part of that,
Oh, are you? Okay, okay, great.
but there's nothing to report about it.
Right. But no, I've seen all the publicity in the newspaper articles and I thought, wow, that's, right up our alley too. So hoping we can have some involvement there.
Absolutely.
So can I ask a clarifying? So the 98,000 goes to the township, right? I mean, that's, and so this feasibility study, but so then they're going to ask for your participation in from the EAC standpoint of like what we should do.
There's going to be a committee formed to, because part of this is connectivity of the trails and all of that type of thing. So it's not just, Wall Park Branch Trail. It's bigger than that. And so, Jack and I had talked that I'm going to be on that committee, but that hasn't gone any further than that at this point in time.
Okay.
So
Can I,
Great.
I know what's
Great
going
news.
on. I'll let you know and draw you in too.
Well, yeah, I mean, just to have representation on that from the EAC is what we care about. So it doesn't get out of our, our scope and our vision.
Right.
So that's great news, and that can then, become one of our project updates as we link it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
can I
Yeah.
ask a question about source of funds? Where did the 98,000 come from? And what is the scope of the award?
I wasn't part of that. That's some of the stuff I gotta get caught up with Jack on what all's going on there and what the criteria and stipulations and what it's allowed to be used for and all of that.
Did he send it to, didn't Jack send?
Yes.
us
Yeah,
an
Jack
email?
sent us,
Yeah.
We can forward,
We could forward you the article.
yeah,
Yeah, was it state funding? Was it federal? I mean, I'm just curious where,
State funding.
state from DCNR then?
I have no idea. off the top of my head.
There was an
trying to
article in
find-
the North Allegheny Journal or whatever it is, not
That
this
was-
week, but I think last week maybe. I'm not sure if that's available online or not, but I saw that last week.
There really wasn't a lot of detail to that, so I didn't really pay that much attention to that.
yeah.
And
and
I
it was-
just, again, clarifying question, like, did somebody submit this on our behalf? Is there a contractor who's doing that work? Meaning was it submitted by a contractor to
Here.
go? work? Like,
Jack.
We're forwarding you what we know.
We had a
Right now.
networking thing where different EACs got together. And at one of those meetings, Jack ran into a lady from Ross Township that knew how to apply for these things, and then he did that. And that's about the extent of my knowledge of things.
Well, the
There we go.
articles have said they had help from Gateway Engineers.
Yeah, and it was
And
State
putting-
Rep Ben Cat
The state reps offices and
to create a master park and trail plan.
Okay.
State Senator State Senator Williams also played a significant role. So state money.
so, yeah, we were not involved in that
Mm-mm,
as an EAC. So I'm not quite sure.
it's just bestowed upon us.
Yeah.
93,000.
Somebody worked hard in the background, but that didn't come through us.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, are we wrapping up with deer management for this year?
Yeah, the final report on the deer management is Suburban hunters that were able to harvest 65 deer this year. I'd hoped that they would get the number up higher than that, but that's what they were able to do. 100% safety, no hunters or anybody else got injured. There were no complaints. The only comments they got were that people wanted them to shoot more deer. 38 of the deer that were harvested were donated to share the harvest, so that goes into food banks. So that's roughly, 7,500 meals for people that could have that. And that's really, the wrap up for this year. If you know landowners that have, 4 or 5 acres or more, please have them contact me so that I can get them in touch with Suburban. We should have information on the town's website also about Suburban and also on deer management there. So they can, but it's, the big thing now is to try to get more landowners participating in the program so that we have more hunters available. It's just we need to get the areas for them to be able to hunt.
And how much did you say was donated to share the harvest again?
38 deer,
Thank you. And that was 7,500 meals.
7,600, yeah. The county with their hunts in the 9 parks donate over 3,000 pounds of venison and to the food banks every year too. So it's something that it's a resource that's utilized to help people who need help.
Any more questions for Ken? Thank you very much. That's all I had for project updates. Next up is Archie's student report.
I do have more of a detailed report this time.
Okay.
Starting with Interact, which is a club at North Allegheny. They're doing something called Earth Hour for Saturday, March 23rd, where you spend 1 hour doing an earth activity. And if you do it, then you get like club points.
Okay.
So this is like night hikes, yoga with candlelight, things like that. So they're promoting that. And the second was that they're doing a Clean Up Your Community also with Interact on Thursday, February 29th from 4 to 5 p.m. I don't know how to say the name of this park, but it's, or center, it's like LATODAM.
Oh, Lithotomy.
Lithotomy. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to pronounce that. Nature Center in North Park.
Oh,
And they're
nice.
doing a cleanup there. And then they're also having signups now for the April 20th cleanup that we're hosting, I believe.
Okay, so
So,
they're actively
Yeah,
talking.
that
about
was
it.
spoken about yesterday, actually, at the
Great,
meeting.
great.
And then in terms of like environmental club, I think they're also actively like posting flyers and doing, I'm not exactly sure what they're doing because they're kind of on a sidetrack, but I'll get in touch with them. And then we talked about social media involvement and getting like litter bug videos. And I was thinking if we could have an EAC committee Instagram instead of going through the town. I know it's like, I'm not sure if that's feasible or not, but just an idea to throw that out there. And then we could put like videos for litter videos. And then for the roadside cleanup, we could also do like short skits or videos from now to early April and like periodically send them out so that people are reminded about the cleanup over and over again. And so they see it. And if we market it
Yeah.
correctly, then I think a lot of people could get interested. So.
Totally agree.
So I know
And-
we've discussed that in the past. Are there any issues with EAC setting up our own Instagram account?
I'm
Right.
sure if we talked a lot about it, there would be. But if someone wants to
Yeah.
secretly set one up,
Okay, so we
that's
can't,
kind of what the Heritage Center did.
Oh, I love you, John. Okay.
Not ideal, but it can work if someone's willing to do it.
Because the Heritage
Right.
Center has a very
Oh.
active social media presence.
Yes.
Okay, and they just set that,
Yeah, 5 years ago or so.
yeah.
okay.
Okie dokie, Smokey. I always
Yeah.
wondered how that happened.
Because then you get a more.
That's why
base
they're
audience.
friends of, same.
Right on.
You do
Okay.
things until someone says no.
Right on. No, I'm learning that more and more the older I get, Ken. I'm embracing that more and more.
And I guess the last point, and this is kind of far out, but if we could consider doing something similar to what for like as Winterfest, but for EAC specifically, like much later on in the year, where we have like a community involvement and doesn't always have to be like roadside cleanup, but also education, I think, just like teaching adults like this committee exists and what we do and how we can help foster like cleaning up and things like that. And just, I think also showing like everyone from like kindergartners to like our senior citizens, just how valuable it is.
Well, I think we've sort of danced around this a little bit in the past with talking about, I know you said separating the litter cleanup from the fun, having a separate fun activity, but I think we have sort of talked about, much like Monroeville, maybe trying to do something that's more of an Earth Day type celebration where there is a litter cleanup component, but there's also, you know, more of a community celebration component as well to sort of draw people out, at which time we could, you know, do education and outreach. We've also talked in the past, and we still need to actually do the work about getting some better signage made for our booths. And when we do have events, and if we did have this Earth Day event, that would be a great time to sort of highlight the projects that we have. You know, we really need a poster that talks about what we do with the deer management. We need a poster that talks about what we're going to do with the light pollution, you know, our greens, we could have a green spaces poster. Yeah, we've sort of talked in the past, we've not really, I think, settled on anything specifically just yet, but yeah, this is all good stuff. And that's what I think, I don't know, you know, maybe next spring we should aim for an Earth Day kind of a thing, especially if Subaru's going to be interested in,
Yeah, I'm wondering it, so,
you know.
yeah, but as you said, now, there's no reason why, if they want to do, I don't know, I'm not sure, we'll reach out to them, but I'm not sure if what their idea is on a recycling
Yeah,
event along with this, but that might go right along with it.
yeah. So maybe, you know, maybe we can flesh that out a little bit more and, you know, with the hopes of maybe trying to, in the future, put together some sort of Earth Day thing.
Yeah, and
Could be
it just, it
beautiful.
struck me too that about, 10 McCandless, that newsletter ago, there was an article in there about these doctors that are retired that were.
Love that article. I love
Well,
that.
why wouldn't we ask that? Why wouldn't I ask them, or we ask them to make us a big tree? And my idea has always been to have a big tree that goes behind when we have one of these booths. We have a tree behind us, and you have Velcro on it, and you put recycling,
love it.
sustainability, light pollution, this thing and that thing, and it tells everybody what we do. And that's, I don't know why that's so obvious to me, but it just seems.
Yeah, I read that woodworkers article. I wanted to be like their
Yeah.
friend so bad, and this is how we can get in with
Yeah.
them. This is, yeah, I
I'm
loved
sure
it.
they would make us a big
love
tree, and
it.
we would say that this is why we're doing it, for the better of your community.
Yeah, something that we can
Yeah.
clip our different things on. I
Right.
just love this idea. This is exactly what we've talked about
Yeah.
in a much. Okay,
Yep.
so yes, sorry to derail your, keep going with your report, girl.
Right, so I feel like for starters, we should just like find times to like make the social media thing happen. Because once we have like a large group base, I think we can also get like a lot of intake from the public on what they want to see or what they want to learn about. And so if you have a timer schedule that we can use that, I'll communicate with you and we
Yeah,
can
that's the,
also look at the social media thing.
okay.
But yeah, that's all. Thanks.
Great.
It just real quickly, you know, great. If we did have that social media channel, I would also love to drive a lot more, you know, advertising about our green spaces. I know that's something that Jack was interested in as well. He wanted to have a video, you know, to highlight the Brant Trail. So, you know, introducing people to Potter. It never fails to amaze me when I meet people who've lived here their whole lives
No
and they
one
still have
does.
never been to Potter Park and don't know where it is.
No, that is the true hidden gem
Right,
of this
right.
town, and you have to live really, really close to it to
Yes.
know that.
I stumbled
There-
upon it by accident because I live so close.
That's exactly how I also found it.
yes,
I went
it's-
for a
it's
really
beautiful.
long walk one day, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go down this road and see what happens."
Yeah.
Down the park.
Found the park.
So, you know, it's, yeah, so that would be just lovely, but, yeah, anyway.
Wow.
But,
All right, any other questions or anything for Archie?
great
Thank you for
report.
your report. Next up are community outreach topics. Matt, you've already kind of touched on this, but anything additional for your student outreach?
Nope, that was all that we've done at this point. They're looking Interact. Ms. Lombardi said that when spring rolls back around, they may be interested in doing decals again, but she had to wait and see. So
Okay,
that's
because
the
I've
only thing
got
we've done.
plenty of decals.
Yep.
We've got tons. I still need to get in touch with Theo.
I was.
I have a whole box for Theo, if he's still interested.
I saw that on my notes here, yeah. Oh, sorry. Write it down again.
Okay.
Here.
Next, recycling outreach. I think this is, I'm not sure that this has really gone anywhere at this point.
No, but again, I think I've noticed that that's, that's someplace where we can improve education for the community. Matt has done a great job with bringing it to Winterfest. And, we'll continue to do that, but I think that we need to, through the PRC or whatever that it is, I think we need to re-educate ourselves so we can do a service to the community through mail and tips and so forth and so on. So I am looking to, I'm looking to move forward with that and secure a date and go and learn and go with whatever group is willing to go with me. So.
Yeah, a quick recycling thing that I learned when I was taking my glass to be recycled last weekend. They have the sign up there now that says contact waste management if you'd like to get a second recycle bin for free. I didn't know that was an option. I wish I had, because I had cardboard for months, but I'm getting one. So I will now have 2 recycle bins, and one of mine will be almost primarily for cardboard. So anyway, I don't know how many people are aware of that. I wasn't, but that's a thing.
That's funny. I just saw the same thing because I dropped my glass off when I got here tonight and I saw the same sign. So I always thought you had to pay more for extra bins.
That's it too. Yeah.
But no,
Only for
that's
the
great.
trash bins, really.
Right. For trash bins, you have to pay more, but recycling, you can go all the way. So
That's great. Good to know. Thanks, Matt.
That's good to know.
Okay, we also have on here a community outreach speaker series topic, which I know is something I really want to get something on the calendar. Or at least start coming up with some topics. My thought on that is to start with contacting PRC. Because I know they have programs already in place that they have in the past. I know worked with Franklin Park and some of the other organizations to put on some of their programs, whether it's composting or recycling or so that's my thought is to reach out to PRC and see what kind of topics.
I like that. I think that's been a while
Can help
since
us
we've
get-
had like the composting or the rain barrel,
Exactly.
right? And I think those are great
And they're all
things
very
people are
popular
always
programs.
interested in. Yeah.
And I think they did composting for us years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And I did their program, I think this time last year, that it wasn't free. You paid the $70, but as part
Yeah.
of it, you got the
That bin, it's a nice
So
bin.
I've now
Yep.
got the bin in my backyard and so I'd like to reach out to them. If anybody else has topics or contacts that they'd like considered, please just let me know. That's just my thoughts.
I have a
Get
question.
us started. Sure.
What's the speaker series topic?
Well, we actually, when I first was on the committee, we actually had one member that's what she did. She set up a series. Her goal was to do quarterly public information presentations. And
One of which was on deer management.
we did deer management, correct? That we've done several on.
We did
dare to
rain
be
gardens I
aware,
think one time.
for tick awareness. We've done composting, we've done stormwater, like homeowner stormwater management. When Tony Kurzman was on the committee, he had all kinds of energy contacts at Pitt and put on several solar presentations. So variety of topics, name the topic. We will put together speakers. The past couple we've done at the Heritage Center where guest speakers will come in. We'll take registration. The library works with, Northland Library works with us as well with publicity and signups. And it's just an evening presentation, basically.
I think there's something, is it hydroponics, like the system
Mhm.
with water and making
Grow.
lettuce, things like that? Phipps Conservatory does a lot of work in like having your own little, like,
Oh, maybe they could have
Yeah.
a speaker come.
Okay.
yeah, and I have a few contacts there as well that I
Do
think.
you?
That's a good idea.
do, yes.
Okay, great.
They have like the whole like thing where you can like make your lettuce through like this board and everything. It's really fascinating to see what they have, and
Okay.
people are making
Yeah.
projects about that and having your own home hydroponic system to basically like make your groceries.
Okay.
It's
All right, no,
an idea.
thanks. If you've got some contacts there, And these things aren't difficult to put on if you find somebody that does these.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of coming up with the ideas and the contacts. And it's, the logistics of putting it together are easy. We've got that system in
Yeah,
place,
it's finding the speakers.
right?
That's the hard
Exactly.
part.
Judy, could we partner up with Latotomy and have somebody speak about the Lawn to Nature kits and actually sell them at
Oh, I
an
bet you we
event or something
could.
like that?
Bet you we could.
Actually,
Do you want me to email?
well, I know, Leah Fulton
Okay,
was actually is the younger sister of one of my daughter's best friends
Nice.
growing up. So I
Okay.
talk to Leah every time we do these. But you also are in touch with Katie.
I am,
guess.
but you go ahead and reach out to Leah, and just an FYI, but I think her name is Jessie. Is one of the naturalists there, and I keep running into her, and I came to find out she lives in McCandless.
Okay.
And I tried to talk her into joining the EAC, but of course she's got her hands full with her job at Latotomy,
Mhm.
getting her degree and her kids. But she may be, yeah, Leah, her or Katie,
We'd have to
I'm
get
sure
on that
they'll
because
speak.
I know they normally start selling the kits in April.
Sounds
like
about right.
Around
Mhm.
April. And I just personally, I've had a great experience with their kits, so.
I
anytime
think
we
that,
do-
yeah, that's a great
you know,
idea, Matt,
that's
to
great.
have
Yeah.
them. That's a great idea. So you'll contact them, Judy? That's awesome.
Yes.
I like that.
Next up, miscellaneous topics, March McMail tips. Looking for a volunteer. I'm. gonna
Didn't
look
you
over
sort
at
of
Archie
volunteer, Jen?
and see if you would think you'd have time, because I know your spring as you get into the testing and everything. I don't
Mhm.
want to overwhelm you, but that was one thing we hope
That
to
I was-
do
yeah.
is do a tip 1 month.
Well, I
Um,
mean, didn't we talk about wanting to use this month for the
Well, did you mean
litter?
as a tip or as a separate article?
Well,
Yeah.
it might, I don't know.
Because a couple meetings ago, we were just gonna do it, I think, as a tip, but yeah, if you want to do
Yeah,
a special article.
so my vision was to, first do one that would say, hey, we're a gold standard community in sustainability, and do you know what this means? It means this, but we're not there yet. So we'll wait for that one, and then I thought, should I use a sustainability or a tip to sort of advertise the litter pickup, but I don't know that I need to do that.
If there's a separate article in the McMail. Because that's the one thing, our tips are at the very end.
Yeah.
So, even though I've helped people that have read it, that people do read them. So I wasn't sure what you were.
Yeah, I
thought
mean-
you were thinking recycling is a whole topic, not necessarily our tip, and.
Well, I was thinking of, again, advertising the roadside cleanup through a tip, but I'm not sure that's a tip. So I don't think it falls into that category. I think if John gives
Well-
me a little bit of leverage on, the number of words I could use, I could get my message across in his. Because he's almost like the first thing, whenever you read McMail, the first thing is you get that, that little blast about the roadside cleanup. So,
I mean, but if you wanted to do it as a tip, you could sort of do some like, litter facts or whatever.
yeah,
Either, how litter is bad for the environment
Mhm.
or how it affects flooding or increases flood, and then say, hey, help out or join our event on the 20th kind of a thing.
yeah.
Um,
Do you think
but I
it could
don't
be,
want to jump in if I don't need to be a part.
think it could be a tip as far as, getting involved, different ways you can get involved,
That's true too, yeah.
Yeah,
You can do
Yeah.
it too.
what's coming up in the
upcoming-
summer, all kinds of stuff. That was my idea.
Could you do a tip on outdoor lighting?
Well, he did a couple of
We
those
did-
for us last year.
Yep,
yeah,
we did.
yeah. I mean, I'd like to do something with the roadside cleanup.
Okay.
So why don't we
okay.
decide, if I can make that in a tip, we can work that through. We have some time to hone that. Unless you have a vision for Archie that's,
Oh, not really.
We
Okay.
could move Archie to, is April bad? Wait, maybe she could mail, McMail tip in April.
When's better for you for McMail to, for?
Yeah,
Probably sooner, but
Okay.
quite frankly, if it's not like, if
Thank you.
it's not like time based, then I could make it now and you could always.
You
post
could
it later.
absolutely do
So
that.
that's easier for
Yeah.
you, so you can get
There
the
you go.
roadside cleanup out there.
Okay,
so we can do roadside cleanup for March, because that's
Yeah.
timely.
yeah,
And then-
it's the only time.
Yeah,
Right.
because otherwise the thing's gonna come
Yeah.
out after the event.
We
and-
could do it for April.
Which is
No, this
normally
would
how we
be,
do
wait, no,
things.
no, let me
No.
think about this.
This next one will come out, what, 1st of March, right?
Mhm.
So we. still
Oh,
have-
so there'll be one for
Too
the first of
soon.
April. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. I was-
Yeah, that might, no, I'm with you. That might be too soon. So I might be the April one then.
Okay, okay.
I might be the April
Okay,
one.
so sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any ideas for the March McMail that you want to put out there?
Um. There's always a time. Certainly if there's anything
No,
you're
I-
passionate about and it's not, it doesn't, you don't have to like. Say, write your own. I generally think of a topic, I do some web searching
Mhm.
and.
Well, how about if she
pull
did a
facts that
tip
way, but-
that would be, so this is from the student EAC representation. How I get involved.
Mhm.
And I'm involved through, interacting with clubs within, NA. I'm involved with the, roadside cleanup. I'm involved so just sort of say what she does, maybe?
I think it, like, maybe to branch off of that, I think it'd be a good idea to as well, like, I could take like pictures, or I could kind of bring in like different parts of student representation within EAC, so like interaction, and also environmental club and key club, and there's a lot of students that put a lot of
Okay.
work in, and just kind of like, I don't know how that's a tip though, but so like, is it to encourage or?
Well, you could sort of say, did you know?
Yeah.
Did you
Kids in
know?
the community kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that you have a community, that I represent your community, as a student in, NA high school. I do this, not but,
Yeah.
The clean water,
yeah,
club we
Uh-huh,
could
uh-huh.
mention and,
Well, how about more about how kids that
Yeah.
aren't involved can get involved?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
well,
So
yeah.
you
yeah,
frame
there
it
you
that
go, I love
way.
it.
Yeah.
I
Rather
love
than
that.
this is what I do, it's more like, hey, this is what you can
You
do.
can do it,
Even
yeah.
though you're
Oh,
not
there
an
it is.
adult, there's tons of stuff you can do to save
Then
our
we can talk
planet.
about Clean Waters Club, Environmental Club.
Yeah,
Clean
yeah,
Out
yeah,
Act,
we can mention
There it
it.
is. Yeah, that's it.
And we can continue to try to email you
This is-
ideas to help
You
you
okay
with
with
that.
that?
Yeah, I can
Does
do
that
that.
sound
And
good?
generally, we try and keep them 300 words or less.
Mhm.
You can do that, and I think we've embedded maybe one photo before, but it can't be real photo heavy.
So heavy, okay, so
We
no,
can have links in it,
okay.
if there's a particular website or something that you think is.
What-
Can expand on your information.
What's the deadline for this?
How about February 28th?
20?
That's
Got
Wednesday, that's the Wednesday before, a couple days before.
it. Okay, got it.
That'd be great. And if you have any questions, feel free to,
I'll-
contact Matt.
Are there examples on the Instagram?
Yes, on
or-
on our webpage,
Sure.
on
There's
the
tons of-
town's site, that all the newsletters are posted, and you can see our McMail tips are at the bottom, you say, of the,
They're normally at the end, yeah,
At the end.
normally the
Okay.
last article.
I'll find them.
And
Thank
if
you.
you're having trouble, I can send you some examples
Yeah,
you
as
go.
well.
okay, thank you.
Mhm. Thank you for.
Listen to
do-
Dawn pretending that she's not reading them every time. She knows exactly where they are. You know where they are, Dawn.
And ours are usually, those McMill tips you'll find are very fact driven or, or information based, but yours
Mhm.
is more. I think you're educating the reader to, a role that you play
Mhm.
and how you represent and how they as just everyday citizens can represent as
Mhm,
well.
mhm.
So it's a little bit less like, well, you fold here and push there and all that, yours is gonna be more,
hold here,
it's
push
gonna,
there.
it's just gonna be, it's gonna be a little bit more conversational,
Yeah, more
I
like
think.
encouraging. and
Yes,
for
exactly.
People to do something.
All right. Thank you. Next up, the EAC Network Conference and Matt's lightning session presentation. First, we need to decide how many we would like to register. there's a couple of options now. They now have a group option for registration. That I think for $75, we can get up to 5 people to do this. Bernie, this takes place on February the 24th. It's a Saturday, and it's a virtual conference. That's put on by the,
Can I jump in just
Yeah.
real quick? You know, it's an all-day thing and there's multiple speakers, and I really like this idea of the group because, to be honest, in the past, you know, to sit through a whole day on a Saturday,
it's hard.
it's
Yeah.
hard. And I mean, all of the stuff is interesting, but yeah, if especially if folks could be willing to tackle sitting in on certain sessions,
Right, right.
we could try to get more coverage. You know, I would totally be interested in helping this year, but I definitely can't sit through the whole thing.
Right, right.
I've never been able
And
to sit through,
I'm out of town.
but I would
but-
do it.
And I want to do it.
Okay.
And Matt, somebody else I thought had one.
Well, Matt is doing they're
Oh, that's
doing
right, you're
something
doing the
this year
section.
called lightning presentations, or lightning sessions. So it's a whole series of very short little snippets, and Matt's idea was chosen for presentation this year. So we're kind of excited. I think I made the point when I sent his stuff in that we never see anybody from Western PA taking part in it. So we're thrilled that Matt had a great idea and stood up to do the presentation. So he's going to do a dry run with us, correct?
Yeah, I was just going to kind of walk you through it. I wasn't going to do it verbatim.
Oh, okay, okay.
What I'm going to do. I mean, I can if you want, but it's up to you. It's a 3 to 5 minute presentation, so it doesn't take long either way. But I certainly want to get, you know, if anybody has input or things like that, I'm certainly open to that. But yeah, the way that the thing is set up, the session takes place from 9 to 10:30. So I'll be involved in that, but I'm not going to be able to be involved in the rest of the day. So it said that I would only need to register if I was going to be there for the rest of the conference. So I'll be there from 9 to 10:30. My particular thing is during the third part of the session, which is 10 to 10:20 or something like that is the third part of the session. So
Yeah.
I'll be somewhere in that thing, but I'll be online for that whole thing, seeing all of those kind of 3 to 5 minute presentations flying by.
Could somebody describe what's the name of this event? So I understand what we're talking about?
It is called the EAC Network Conference. And it's put on by We Conserve PA. And I don't know if you've ever been on their website, they've got a huge website with tons and tons of information on it. And they are the ones sponsoring this.
And it's really just local EACs from across the state that get on and speak. You know, it's a networking thing to educate other EACs. So it's
Right.
really good stuff.
Yeah, but as far as registration goes, we can register 5 basically for the same cost as 2 registrations. So I haven't gone on to, I guess we haven't really gone on to do the registration.
Yeah, I would like to do that. Maybe, now who has the information from We Conserve PA about this conference? Like, who has the official email that says, register today?
Here, I think I
you know,
have it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, really, if you just go to weconservepa.org,
Mhm.
and it's on like the cover of their website. All the information's there, all the links are there.
Okay, so coordinating how we want to do this, because, so Dawn and I do want to sign up. Maybe somebody else finds that
It's
they're,
this right here.
okay, .org. It's okay. So we should send it to all the members. And then it's a 24th. So that is, that's not this weekend. So that's, by next Monday, something like that, we should decide who's going to do it. And then I should sign up. I should actually sign up for a group if it's going to be, 2 or more is the same as,
Really,
same
it's,
price.
yeah, it's 35 bucks a head.
Yeah.
But $75 for up to 5 people.
Let it be assigned times.
Mhm. I think that's what we're talking.
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So what I'll do is, I will register. And I'll register for the group, and I don't know that they need to have names. If they need to have names, I can put
That's
in,
what I'm not sure.
I can put in, strawmen, I can just, I can put in just names and it doesn't really matter whoever.
Because they probably will send links out
Yeah,
that day.
Okay,
that's how it works.
Yeah.
true,
You have all of our emails.
Mhm.
okay. Okay,
Yeah, I think you need to go in and, because that's when you'll see the agenda for the day and
Yeah.
the times.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then if you don't mind sending that out,
I'll
that
send-
email out, I could grab, tell
from
you what
9
I'm
until
interested in and.
Three
kind of-
thirty.
Yeah.
And,
What is
I'll
it
take
again?
an
It's
hour
from
or
9
two,
until
you know,
3.
Ken, that'd be
3:30,
great.
yep.
And then
that's
they
fine.
start doing
Just trying to, so that we have something.
breakouts from 11.
I think
till
it's a
the
great
end.
idea.
Yeah,
That's really helpful. Okay, good. Now we have a plan.
okay.
So
okay.
I'll sign up and for the group. And I'll send it out to everybody, and if they need names, I'll give them 4 of our names, us 3, and,
Sounds good.
something like that. We'll figure that out.
Well, and one other thing to know too, even if you don't participate on that day, once you pay to attend, then you have access to recordings of all the presentations. And that's something that, I hopefully you'll get those links or whatever after you visit. And if you can share that with everybody, then,
And so the wink,
Definitely.
wink on that is that you don't actually have to sit through the live
yeah.
event.
Right.
You can watch your event
Good
later on
point.
and still
That's a
inform
great
us
point.
of,
Yeah, it's a
inform
great
us of
point.
anything good that came out of it. Last couple years I've attended and there was always great stuff that
Mhm.
we brought back to the group, so.
Yeah, I'm always surprised with
Mhm.
American Chestnut Foundation, how much more active the other side of the state is.
Yes,
And I'm reading the deadline to register is February 23rd
Right.
at 5.
That's just the day before.
Okay, good. Well, I'll do it,
20:30, 4 o'clock.
yeah.
Right.
I'll probably do it by Monday, by this coming Monday. So, yeah,
Okay.
we'll get on her.
Yeah, it looks like there's only 6 breakout sessions total. That there's like 3 groups and 2 breakout sessions in each. That's the way the day is set up. So that'll be the lightning session thing, and then 11 to noon, 1 to 2, and 2:30 to 3:30 are the kind of
Oh,
Okay.
longest
Okay, that's
times.
doable.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
So if we could each take 3 weeks.
good,
and they,
good.
they also have a list of all of the EACs that are presenting in the lightning sessions, and yeah, we are definitely the only Western Pennsylvania
Yes.
Yep.
place.
Not surprised.
No pressure.
You-
Yeah, I don't.
You
I don't
represent this half of the
represent half
state.
the state. All right, so do you want to go ahead through what you've got, Matt?
Sure, absolutely. I'll run it so that way I can kind of get a time on it as well. I timed it the other day and I wound up at the end going, and also there's all these other things I need to tell you. So we'll see if I've timed it a little bit better now. So I will share my screen so that you can see. Oh, John, am I able to share my screen?
Hold on, let me get that for you. Try now.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. So here it is.
All right.
Super well crafted PowerPoint presentation. All right, here we go. Hi, everybody. My name is Matt Hartman, and I'm a member of the Town of McCandless EAC. Town of McCandless is just north of the city of Pittsburgh in the western part of the state. I know most of you are here from the east. And I'd like to talk to you today a little bit about how we are attempting to get through the noise and get some of our information out there to our community about what we're doing and what they could do to help the town. So some of the challenges that I'm sure all of us face as far as EACs are concerned is getting people's attention, getting them interested, and then just getting the word out about all the things we have. We have all this great information. We have all these wonderful things we want to say and do, but we need people to hear about it. And if you look at this slide I have here, my background is one of the events that we hold in the town called Winterfest. It's held in the winter, just before the Christmas time, kind of in December, and you can see how many people there are. It's a little bit of an indoor event, moved from an outdoor to an indoor, and there are some tables in there. In fact, can you pick out the EAC's table? I bet you can't, because it's very packed full of people, and this picture is taken from that table, so that's why you can't pick it out. But there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot being done, and there's a lot of things to do here that are really fun. And we want people to pay attention to what we have to say. And what we have to say isn't necessarily the fun thing that they want to do. They want to ride the train or they want to eat the popcorn. So what we've done is we've tried out a bunch of different things. And we have several events that we go to every year that the town sponsors. Usually we have a booth there. And a lot of the things we've tried have been directed towards the kids. So we have some wonderful things like a Lorax photo op, and you can see in the picture there of the booth, there's me standing there not knowing what's going on. There's the Lorax. You can put your face in there, get your picture taken as the Lorax. Next to that, a Truffula tree and some little tiny Truffula trees to give out. We've got the trash monster over here. That's a trash can that you can feed the trash monster all of your trash, make sure you're not littering. And then we do these other things like at Winterfest, we had make your own wrapping paper that was recyclable. We did gave out worms and dirt to get the kids over to the table so then we could talk to the parents. We do nature boats, nature prints, bracelets from plastic bags, all these great ideas that come from all over. You can find some on Pinterest, wherever, that get kids involved using supplies that we don't have to pay a lot for, that are all natural, and getting them excited and interested in this stuff. And then while they're there, we can also talk to their parents about the different initiatives that we have going on in the town. We also do a litter pickup. You can see here I've listed Community Day, Winterfest, and National Night Out. Those are the events that we have actually taken part in the town. And at Winterfest, we tried out a brand new thing that was a game show. We did a game show called What a Waste. It was a recycling game show where I would name an object that would be thrown away, and then we had our contestants have to say whether it would go in the recycle bin or the trash bin, and they got points. We bought some earth-friendly prizes for them, and whoever got the most points took home a prize. Actually, we wound up giving out prizes to everybody because what we found is that kids love to do this stuff, adults not quite as much. So while this was aimed at adults initially, we actually wound up kind of having more kids involved, but the parents were there, they were listening, they were paying attention. We still had their attention, right? They were still captive there. So we have learned that kids want to be involved. We've learned that parents want their kids to be happy. So if we can get the kids involved and the parents are there and we can get that message out through a fun way, something like that game show, then people are listening, they're paying attention, and they do care. They do want to get involved. They just want to do it in an easy way. So we have to make it seem like it's easy to do. Our litter pickups, they're not necessarily easy, but they do definitely help our town and they're super important to us. So we want to get all that information out there. So these are some of the things that we've tried. I'm sure you've tried out some great things as well. And I think it's great that we have a chance to share all of these things. Thank you all very much. I'm Matt Hartman from the town of McCandless.
Woohoo, all right.
Great.
That's great, Matt.
Yeah,
that's
4
great.
minutes and 27 seconds. So
You
under the
got
mark.
it there.
Lovely.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Your slides and your photos are good, and
Oh, well, thanks to all of you for the photos. That was a lot of folks contributing photos there. So I appreciate it.
yeah, I'm just glad you didn't ask me for Winterfest ones because I didn't have any, unfortunately. We needed one of you in your tuxedo.
I know.
Yeah. Well, John was
missing-
nice enough to provide me some photos of the different events as well. So I was able to use those. So thank you all for that.
All right. And Dawn and all of her artistic endeavors out there. Trash Monster and the Lorax. Great job. No, I have no comments, Matt. I thought it was great.
Good stuff. I'm excited.
So, and I guess you have to send your slides in to Carol.
Yeah, I'm going to send this, if everybody is good, I'm going to send those in tonight once we get off the call. So they'll be
Great.
in, good to go.
So you're getting all the emails from her too?
I am, yes.
Okay, because I'm getting all these, I'm thinking she's sending it to me and I have to get it to you. And I thought, well, that's not,
No,
That's-
she's sending it to both of us at least. I don't know
Okay,
if she's sending it to anybody else too, but I'm definitely getting all of them as well.
and so you got the email with the Zoom link?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Thank you so much, Matt. Anything else on the conference? All right. Next, and I'll try and be pretty brief with this. I had sent out drafts of our annual report from 2023 and the goals for 2024. Bernie, what this is just the end of the year. I put together a big spreadsheet, just saying basically what we did last year, for every one of our projects, project description and then the status. And we generally take a look at that at the end of the year, beginning of the year. If everyone is in agreement, we vote on it and say, yes, we adopt this, and then we give it to Nick to take back to council, just to show what we've done for the year. So did anybody have any comments on the annual report? I think I sent that out last Thursday. You have some
I haven't
comments?
looked at it yet.
Okay,
I'll
well,
do that.
because the hope was
Comment
that
back
we
here.
could take a quick vote on this tonight and get this off.
Sorry. Did-
And
okay.
no one
Thank
else
you-
looked
Thank
at
you
it.
for
I looked at it, but I
Backing
obviously
up.
was not here last year.
Well, to give everybody a little bit of comfort, so Jody and I went back and forth on this pretty good,
Yeah.
and. What we try to do, I believe, is try to strip away. Things that were ongoing, so if something started in 2021 or 2019 or something, then. We didn't start them again in 2024, but anything that was accomplished significantly or completely in 2024 was or 2023, excuse me, was noted, right?
Right, correct.
And then the last meeting of the year in 2023, we set goals for 2024. And you listed those goals as well. And I felt like they were complete and they spoke to what the group agreed to that were achievable. The Potter Park being
Mhm.
one. And
Looking at it right now.
picking up a recycling, a renewed interest in recycling, different things
Okay.
like that.
Yep.
And, the expectation for sustainability to be completed and different things like that. So, what we left off was things like, stream cleanup or something that we as a group
Right.
agreed we weren't going to do in 2024.
Right,
Right.
and when I first started putting these together, the list did have every project EAC had ever done. And I've whittled it down
Did it, yeah.
to only the things that are active. Or
Okay.
things that may not have been, but we want to keep active, are still on here. So there's actually the two items here. That's the annual report. I feel like you've looked at it. That's probably good and ready to go. Drafts, the goals and proposed projects. I did have some blanks that I was hoping the folks that proposed those projects could help me fill out the description and the goals. So that one's not quite done. I was hoping for some feedback on that one. So, I mean, how do you feel? Do you just want me to bring these back up again next month? Everybody wants to look at them?
This looks good to me.
Could I get a copy, Judy?
Yes, I will do that when we see. I don't know if
I'll
see-
forward it to you right now.
you got it. That'd be great. Thanks, Matt.
So, and I think I already know the answer to this, but next month is not too late, you don't think?
No, not really. I feel like I've done my part, so,
Yeah,
If anybody wants to look at it.
so
You
the
have it
main
down.
thing
I
is
think
just
I-
look over the annual report, make sure I didn't get something completely wrong or miss something big that we had done. And then help completing our goals for some of these new projects.
Okay.
So that's fine. I will send these out again.
Apologize.
We'll vote on them next month.
Okay.
And you know what, Bernie, if you read through the goals and proposed projects and you have something you'd like to add, please feel free. Let me know. No pressure.
yeah, so, and that's a good point, because the goals that were proposed was based on the size of the committee. And now that you've joined, maybe there's something that we can take on additional.
Right, but if it's not on this goal sheet, doesn't mean we can't do it for the next year. It's just things for us to keep in our mind that we're gonna try and push and get done. Okay, that's all the business I have for tonight. Next up is Nick's town council report. Do you have anything?
I have nothing at this time, but I will reach out to find out how we can help to further push the roadside cleanup date, and I will also see how you guys can have a say further in our grant.
Okay,
I will check in on that and I will report back.
all right, thank you.
But
go
to
ahead.
be clear about that, but you feel like you're on that
Jack and I,
train already.
Jack and I had a brief exchange. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the committee.
Okay, good. So just make sure that you're, so I don't want you to bring up something at council that has already been talked
Sure.
about or something, and you're
Right.
just like, so, just make sure that that's clear between, your understanding between Jack, Ken and Donna.
Sure.
Okay, good.
Okay, anything else for Nick?
Bernie?
Yeah,
Yeah, it could be for Nick. I do serve on the Pennsylvania Energy Development Authority Board. We have a meeting February 22nd, and I had a briefing about it. We created a green bank and we applied for a solar grant that would be awarded to the state kind of as a formula. I think we sought to get about 250 million. But there's a couple of programs that will be coming out. There will be kind of a low income residential program, and I have fought to make sure that there's equity of a third of the award would at least go to the western part of the state. But there's a second product that the same group we hired is going to develop, and it's for solar for municipalities and school districts. And unfortunately, they're going to try and roll it out as a first come, first served. So Judy, you and I once talked about like the lighting at Graybrook. So I talked to Brian about this today, about whether the municipality has any solar projects ready to go. But I'm saying this because probably over the next 60 days, that program could hit the streets. And that would be on the municipal and school district side, kind of first come, first serve. So if anyone knows of any solar projects that are in the hopper, I don't know if we cover solar on this committee or not, but you and I once talked about doing solar and infrastructure for some of the lighting. So I think Brian may make some inquiries with Duquesne Light about that. But I'm just sharing this so that, if you all know people, you can spread the word. Somebody mentioned it about Western PA doesn't, do all this. It's all happening on the other side of the state. I feel that way about the funding, but for the first time since the Rendell administration, they're anticipating having about $1 billion just in this authority that I'm working with. It's a Department of Environmental Protection Authority. But it's anyway, so I'm just sharing that because I think that's part of it. And yeah, I think too, if there's interest in DCNR and DEP and getting them involved, they have speakers that could also be available with certain things. So anyway, but I just wanted to share that because I don't know that that's in here or that it belongs here. And if it doesn't, I will not try to, kind of push for solar.
well, we actually, we had a member on our committee until last year that was very big in the solar. And he tried to push several initiatives. He worked with, I don't know if Brian was here. I think maybe he overlapped a little bit
Yeah.
with Brian, attempting to get the town to look at solar on our buildings. So he pushed that hard for a while, and I don't think was really able to get anywhere.
I tell you, Bernie, you'd sort of have to go back to, I think, maybe our minutes, which I know are posted to the town's website. When did Tony
This
resign?
time last year.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, so I'd go back to, January of 23 and maybe like 6 months before is probably when you'll see a lot of his reporting on
Yeah.
where he got with that, which ultimately was nowhere, but
But then,
Well, Brian had explained to me that, I mean, normally they're put on rooftops and you need to have kind of a new roof that's going to last 25, 30
Right.
years. That's what I think Brian identified the problem as, but
right,
anyway, but
And we also were chosen, we were ambassadors in
Yeah.
the Get Solar program.
Thank you.
That was late 2022 into last spring, to where Tony and Jack worked with the Get Solar folks to try and get local businesses into their system to.
I
to
think
try
there
and
were
get
three
Solar
or
applications.
four that responded
Um,
or were
they-
showed an interest.
Yeah, we hosted webinars, and I think that's the notes I had. We had 13 businesses that were registered for their webinar, and between 3 and 5 submitted applications for the program.
So I think the short answer is this is the right space for solar.
It is.
Yeah.
And we've, you know, been involved
Hit or
in
miss, but
several
yep.
initiatives, but we don't have anything active right now.
So take it away, Bernie.
Yeah. You just found an itch.
Yeah, maybe,
If you
there
wanna-
may be a conflict on the, well, it's not, I mean, that is a decision at the state level, but I won't be voting on individual projects, so, but, okay, well, good. Well, thank,
And you'll see that's kind of the next item on the agenda. We do this at the end. Yeah, topics for next month's meeting. So if there's something like that or something anybody wants to add to the agenda for next month that wasn't here, hasn't been active, let me know now or in the next several weeks and we'll make sure it gets on the agenda. So.
Yeah, I will have a plan of action for dealing with light pollution
Okay.
next
great,
month for you and some goals for the draft there.
Great.
I see this conference 2:30 to 3:30, they're putting the dimmer on light pollution.
Oh, look at
Ah.
that.
yeah,
So, and they say they have a Lights Out Philly initiative, which is something I was interested in talking to council about it, kind of promoting maybe a night where we kind of keep the lights out or, kind of get the awareness spread.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll have hopefully a more plan of action. I've been consuming a lot of information, reading a lot of studies and reports and just trying to get my facts straight. So I will have something for you next month on all that.
Excellent. Now we'll put you on the agenda.
That ties in with what Archie was talking about with that Earth Hour. That's what that's all about, is shutting the lights off for an hour at night. So maybe McCandless should get involved in that too.
We could do a post about that on the social media if you want, the Earth Hour. When was that? February, I think, March.
It's the 23rd, I believe. of
Thank
April.
you.
Or wait, no,
When is
I'm-
that?
that might be wrong. It's
March
in April. It's
23rd.
right around Earth Day.
March 23rd, yeah.
March 20th.
Oh, March. Never mind. It's not in April at all.
Yeah.
Ryan, not to be pushy, but I mean, if you have any interest in the EAC speaker network, it's all virtual and like I said, you don't really technically have to be available on the 24th at those exact times. You can dial back in after they send the link out afterwards and watch the recorded thing. So if you want to
Yeah.
consume those lights out,
Oh, I definitely would like to
that would
see
be
that.
great.
I mean, those are the groups I've been following, Dark Sky International.
that's less for Jeff and I to have to consume. So that would be great if we can, we'll send, how about we send you the links and you,
Sure, the only problem is with 4 boys, Saturdays
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
and Sundays
you can
are.
watch these whenever and then just. sort
Yeah,
of
and that's great because
Yeah,
during the
but we
week I have
do
plenty of
that.
time to watch.
Yeah,
Listen.
we'll just get you the,
We'll just know that you're going to do it eventually,
Yeah.
and bring it to the group and
And we'll
we'll
send that to you.
avoid that one.
Yeah, all this information
Great.
would be great, so I can, maybe
Okay.
be more use in the future.
You're signed up, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, anything else anyone wants to bring up for next month's meeting?
I think just a general share out of what we get at the conference would be good.
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
Thanks for the reminder for that.
yeah.
What? Okay. Anything else? All right, that's all the business I have for tonight. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
All right,
Second. I'll second.
Second, all right. That's it. Meeting's adjourned for tonight. Thank you, everybody. Happy rest of your Valentine's Day.